Well, we've just got a quickie with the 6-wheel drive Perentie Ambulance. I've had some water leaking down inside this. The previous owner that had this, people had tried to break in by prying this lock out, and it's been loosely assembled back together again. In the process, he put these bolts in, and of course they collide with the seal and push it open, which means water can then run down and get inside. And when you shake this, you find water comes out, which means there's probably water in here. There was quite a bit at some point. I swung the door and got it all over my shirt. So we're going to drill a drain hole. We might look at some way of reattaching this that doesn't involve bolts. Yep, there's definitely some nasty rusty water in there. Take a while to drip out. It looks almost oily the way it's coming out, but yeah, that's going to take a little bit to drain out. Well, 5 minutes later it's still leaking out, so there's been a fair bit of water in there, and these bolts are kind of rusted. This has definitely been an aftermarket solution because the other one's not like this. Two things to get that out. Alright, these Knipex parallel draw multi-grips are my new favourite tool. They were a Christmas present, and probably the best Christmas present I've had in a while. What I'm thinking is these probably used to have captive nuts in them, I'm pretty sure, or they were just riveted in. So that's the recess here, and it's obviously they pried out a couple of captive nuts in there by the looks, but I think I can fill that recess with epoxy and glue this in. And while we're traveling, the latch on here will probably hold it in just nicely, and I can epoxy up these holes as well so water doesn't get back inside the door again, which would be very nice. This door feels suddenly much lighter now, so I think there has been water in there for quite a while. Right, so I was about to start mixing up epoxy, and I remembered that when I did the air conditioner for this, I bought a bunch of different size threaded inserts, and these might do the job. Let's have a look. Alright, so they've got to go in this hole here, which I'll have to drill out a little bit, but by the time you get through the thickness of everything, they should be about right. They'll be almost perfect. Alright, so I found some appropriate bolts. They're miles too long, but we can cut them down. More importantly, they're Torx tamper-proof, which should make it a little bit harder to unbolt this thing, which if you've got a Torx tamper-proof driver, you've probably got a flat blade screwdriver you can jam in this and unlock it. So yeah, anyway. Now these nutserts are for 6mm bolts. We're going to go to an 8mm drill bit, and that's probably about right by the look of things. There we go, it's biting in now, that's good. We look nice and flush there. I think that's going to work nicely. Beautiful. This aircraft up here has a CJ6A Nanchang. I've flown on that one, and there's a second one in town. At some point I'm going to take Tinkerman Mick for a flight on that. We're going to do some aerobatics. This thing's almost too hot to handle. I left it in the sun. So put this in here and see if our bolts go through. Now I've got to find my proper driver bits, mark these and then trim them. Alright, we've got Torx tamper-proof, which is a Torx bit with a hole in the middle. Do this up about where it needs to be, and then we will mark it and trim them. see how we go now. Whack this in the hole and see if we can get a screw in. Alright, they're not coming through, that's good. And I can close the door how it was intended to. For quite a while, ever since I've had it, I've had to pull this back. Now I can just shut the door the way it's designed. That's nice. Right, so we're going to use some neutral cure roof and gutter silicone to fill the hole. And we're going to put a little daub on each of these and a bit in that one just to keep the water ingress out of them. And I've got snazzy rubber gloves today. Well, one thing I have noticed actually, the silicone is mostly set. It's been a while, but I noticed that this is not concentric on the rivets on here, which might explain a lot. I may have to realign that door, but it closes properly now, and with luck that seal will be good. Later on I will probably remove this lock again and seal from the inside to stop water wicking its way down and getting inside the door. But for now it should drain out, and I'll give this all a bit of a clean up. I've got a special duty to do with this in a few days, so it will need a car wash then anyway. Anyway, easy one. See you in the next video. Hope it was fun.